Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, let's give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. Now, we had Deku. We also had Ben. Now, Deku was able to cure Ben, and that was a bit challenging. Now, the Spider Queen, she is in control of everybody affected by the spider flu, and she has been taking power from them. It's like this. The more people who are under the control and have the spider flu, they give her power. She uses them as a source of energy. And the best way of saying it, the more people who believe in her, the more people she has who are connected to her web, the stronger she is. These people will listen to her without question. These people will follow her, and if their wills are weak enough, she can dominate them completely. She had Ben and Captain America in her custody, and she even had Deku. But right now she only has the Captain. And the massive monster raging around the city is getting weaker. Thanks to the heroes, the cure is being spread. The giant spiders are being taken down, and they're also doing something quite simple. The Queen, she jumped the gun. She is sending massive amounts of people after the cure. And she doesn't realize that the dispersal method is made to be in a massive group of people. So, it's not an injection, it's not something you can just simply use in a syringe. It is made to be used en masse. And that is something she has yet to realize. Because the moment it's used, these people are severed from her connection. And she is no longer able to know. Now, we do currently have Deku. Deku, he does a swing over to another location. And right now, he is trying to help out the heroes. The Spider Queen, however, she is still trying to do what she can. Take over New York and actually leave. She wants to take the entire city. If she can get to the bridge nearby, she can do quite a lot. However, the heroes, they have been stopping her. And someone's come back to New York to help. Because they understand how much of a threat this might be. However, they want to work on a few more things whenever they're done here. They want to do quite a lot. And right now, Shield, they do stand there. As a man just going to walk to the edge of the jet. I'm going to turn and look at the person. As he does talk about how he wants to go back to his research after everything here is done. And he does want them to know. Shield might have given him this opportunity, but he's leaving. Immediately. He's going off of their radar. If they try to find him, he can't be held liable for what the other guy does. And the man is going to get angry. I'm going to fall forwards. As the Hulk, he does a smash land onto the battlefield and join the Earth's heroes. And the heroes, yeah, they're really happy to see that big green angry fucker. Now, currently there actually is Deku. Deku, he does get to hear about a few things happening. And right now he does this one smile. Him right now bringing his hands up and shooting on a web. As he's flying up in the air, and Deku, he actually does spin and land. Him bringing his hands up over his head and throwing one of the massive spiders to the air. Him smashing it down into another one. Him going to actually turn and spin. Him going to actually start swinging it around in the air. As Deku, he's using it like a yo-yo and doing tricks. Him smashing it into other spiders. And he's going to scream out for many of them to come at him. And Deku does have an arachnid shoot a web at him. Him going to dodge out of the way as he actually going to turn and spin, grabbing the web and yanking onto it. Him going to actually turn and spin it around. Him knocking the giant spider around and into more. As Deku, he does actually go then leaping up into the air. Him smashing down some of the spiders as he starts to actually look around. And he does try to yell about it. So exactly what are they doing? Him smashing on another spider, leaping up into the air, and going to actually dive down, smashing down hard, taking down another spider. Him leaping up again and dodging. Him at least trying to ask, have they gotten the cure ready yet? No, still working on a few things. Can you hurry up? I'm trying to take out these spiders here. That's sort of better said than done. So, what are you doing? I've got a few ideas. Izuku, Deku turning. Julia, him leaping through the air and dodging, as he's struck by a web in his back, and right now he is somewhat struck by more. Him actually gonna turn, bringing the spike out of his arm and slashing the webs, as he just tried to tell her, bringing up his other hand and having the spike protrude from his wrist. He's kinda busy right now. Him actually gonna dodge out of the way and throw his leg upwards. Him going to actually turn and shoot a web. Him pulling himself backwards and smashing directly into a spider. Him going to turn and grab it, for he is actually going to throw it directly into another spider. Him telling her, he's kind of busy and he kind of can't fight and talk at the same time. What is it? I have an idea. A way to take down the queen. But you might not like it. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Why? Okay. You're still alive. That's good. Alive? What are you talking about? Where's Cindy? Is she with you? She is. Listen, we cured Ben and... I know. Listen. I'm sorry. Sorry? Sorry for what? Julia. Her leaving the comms channel. And right now going to actually turn. As Ben does get to stand there. Him in a Spiderman outfit. Trying to at least ask Julia if she's really sure this is a good idea. I am. Listen. The Queen has control over everyone. The longer this battle goes on, the more exhausted we'll be, the more exhausted people will get. Okay, I've looked into multiple futures. There are some where we survive, yes, but there's too many casualties. Ben, I don't want to ask you to do this. I'd be willing to do it myself, but no, you can't. I can. No, you can't. Listen, I got it. But, where's Ochako? She's right now out there fighting. Why? I need to go talk to her first. Ben gonna turn. And right now, Ben, he does gonna walk over. Him gonna climb into the cockpit as the suit is gonna close around him. Him, right now, gonna have the helmet close on his head. As Ben Midoriya, or I keep trying to call him Ben Parker. Or Ben Riley, there we go. Not Ben Parker. Now, right now Ben is gonna sit there in the Iron Man suit. Himley's gonna ask, Friday, how long does he have inside the suit before it goes into meltdown mode? Meltdown mode has not yet been activated, nor has it been completed. Would you like me to activate it? Not yet. But how long is the timer? The timer is set for 5 seconds. Once it has been activated, it cannot be undone. The explosion could take out multiple city blocks, if undetained. However, I do have to comment on this plan. I know. The chances of survival are practically zero. I know. I know. But it's a last resort. Last resorts are usually meant to be used in dire situations. I know. The city's about to be overrun by tarantulas, giant spiders, and I've done a lot, and I gotta make up for it. People are dying out there, Friday. Julia, can you tell Deku something for me? I can. Right now, Ben gonna turn to her and tell her a few things. As here's gonna walk over, him blasting away in the Iron Man suit. And Julia doesn't want to sit there. Her going to collapse. She did it. She's actually doing this. This future. No. She hopes that at least what comes after this isn't what she thinks it is. It will be no, no, they'll be okay. The next threat, Ben has it. But getting out of the suit, he'll do that, right? he has to. He has to get away. Survive. And right now Ben, he does have a few things going through his mind. As of right now he is gonna get Friday to patch him into a comms channel. Hello? Who's there? Her right now flipping through the air, dodging out of the way and moving. Her gonna turn and actually blast out a few webs, trying to take down a few of the large spiders. Her talking about it. Listen, if that's Cindy or Jessica or someone else, she doesn't really have time to talk. Hey, Ochako. Ben? Hi. How did you? Yeah. Where are you? I'm kind of in the middle of something downtown. Why? Her flipping through the air, blasting out her hands and shooting out more spider webs. Her going to actually contain one of the giant spiders in a massive web. As Ochako, she's gonna look up and around. Her bring her hands out and flying up into the air. As she webbed onto two buildings. Her right now at the top of a building and going to actually stick to the wall. Her gonna turn and bring her hand up to her ear. Hey, listen, I can't really chat right now. There's a lot of spiders and, well, it's getting better, but the Curia is yet to run through this area. So, what is it? I want to talk to you. A moment. In person. Meet me at the top of the building, and I'll get Friday to just tell me your location. Ochako confused, and Ben is trying to tell her. Him flying to her location about what's happening. And Ochako, she's a bit more surprised. As the suit is going to land, and Ben, he actually does bring his hands up, pulling off the helmet. Ben, her running over, talking about it. Going to bring him into a hug. Okay. Listen. Can you let go of me? Right. Her letting go. And taking a step back, looking up at him. What's going on? Did you lose your powers? Why are you... I'm sorry. What? Listen. I don't have a lot of time. Right now, the Queen is still rampaging. Heroes are losing. And a lot of people are taken down. They've been knocked out of the battle. The Queen is still too strong. And there's only one way to stop her. No, no. You... What are you doing? You know, I've died before. But I wasn't this afraid. I'm going to step forwards, pulling Ochako into a hug before going to give her a kiss. And Ochako's a bit more alarmed. Her, right now, going to bring her hands up and grab onto Ben, as Ben is going to pull away, talking about it. Maybe they could have had a proper life. Done something better. I mean, if it wasn't for Carnage, maybe they could have had a date. Or maybe if he gets out of this alive, they could have a date. How about that? Uh, yeah, sure. And maybe if I keep these powers, then it'll be better. As long as you have those powers, she has power. Okay? I have to go. But Ochako, a part of me still loves you. A part of Izuku loved you. What? He has a crush on you. He had one for years. Now it's gone. Now I'm the piece of him that has it. I don't know how the whole clone thing works or anything like that, but damn it. I'm really shitty at goodbyes. I'm going to turn, putting the helmet back on his head. We're not going to blast away. And we do currently cut to the battle. Iron Man is down. Captain Marvel is down. The Hulk is trying to get back on his feet. However, He's definitely being overwhelmed. He can't get angry fast enough, and that definitely is a problem. However, the Queen, she's been trying to get into the Hulk's mind, play into his insecurities, and see what she can do. The Hulk is practically a mindless monster with no one at the helm, no one in control or in the driver's seat, whichever expression or phrase you want to use. Right now, the Hulk is throwing around power recklessly, and big monster! So there's that. Those are the only things going through the Hulk's mind. And the Hulk? Yeah. He currently is battered away with a massive, massive blow, and sent flying through the air. Right now, Hulk being sent flying out of New York City, and crashing somewhere else. Him going to get back up, as the military, they go to encounter him, thinking that the Hulk, he might be infected, or possibly a carrier. So, they make the mistake of pissing him off. And right now we do actually cut to Ben. Ben is flying through the air, and he does try to talk to Friday about possibly an ejection, possibly getting out of the suit, and making it out of there, asking her about exactly any math she can do for him. And she does try to calculate the best possible odds. And Ben right now, he's flying through the air at massive speed, a bomb practically strapped to his body. He is the payload. He is the bomb. And right now, Ben, he does float there in the air, him floating above the Spider Queen. And she actually is going to look up to see a giant bug, or a tiny one from her point of view. However, she knows it is bad. She feels doom. She feels fear from this thing, and she doesn't understand why. Too many of her subjects are being disconnected at once, and she is feeling the effects of this. She felt practically invulnerable against the Hulk. She felt like a god. She felt this rush, and now it's fading. Now she's feeling fatigue. Now she's feeling groggy. Now she's feeling the exhaustion. Now she is feeling the humanity, the fear, the doom. She can't run from this problem. And she was addicted to everything. However, now Ben is going to fly down. And the Queen does a look up, throwing out her mouth. Her trying to actually attack Ben. And Ben's happy that she's a mindless monster right now, as he's trying to eject from the iron suit. As Rene's flying backwards into her mouth, the suit flying down her gullet. And Ben, he does at least try to turn, smashing at the teeth and trying to get away. As a Spider Queen, she does start to feel a few things. And she goes to explode. And right now, New York, they feel the entire island shake. And everyone, they stop their fighting. The moment the ground shook, the sky lit up. And the spiders, they all stopped reacting. They all stopped doing a few things. And they all collapsed. Some people, they had their powers still intact. Others, they were quite alarmed whenever they started to transform back into humans. And some, they were definitely still affected by a lot of this. I mean, turning into a giant arachnid after having powers, yeah, that's going to require a little bit of therapy. Or not. Who knows? And right now, everyone, they're trying to get things back in order. However, the heroes, they continue to disperse the cure, just to make sure this won't affect the entire world. And right now, everyone, they're trying to get things in a proper order. However, there actually was Deku, who, he was going through quite a bit of things. He was fighting off the massive arachnids. He was trying to fight through the fatigue, fight through this exhaustion in his wounds. And whenever the island shook, he was concerned. However, when we saw the massive explosion in the sky, the spiders, they all stopped trying to fight. They all stopped trying to do quite a lot. And Deku was quite alarmed, as he brought his hand up to his ear. Hello? Communications right now a bit shocked, as Deku just tried to wait. Communications are down, and wherever that was, him actually launch himself up into the air, and go to the top of a building. Him trying to look around. As someone, they do come flying in, and Deku is going to turn his head as right now Captain America is going to pounce onto him. The two being sent flying downwards as Cap is screaming about the Queen Spider, about how her demise is on his head. And Deku, he does stare at Captain America. The two right now going to fall off of the skyscraper and down to the street below. As whenever they do a smashing down, Deku does a kick out his hand, or kick out his leg, and smash it into Captain America, sending him flying over him with as much force as he can. And right now Cap, as he's flying over Deku, he's just smashing down to the ground. And when I try to get back up, looking around at the civilians, and Deku is going to scream at Captain America about exactly what the hell his problem is. Captain America is a bastion of hope, a symbol of hope. He is the man people look towards, strive to be. He is the perfect example of a good moral person. People listen to him without question, nor do they even question his judgment. Captain America, if he thinks something is wrong, it usually is. So what about this? Doesn't he think this is all wrong? And Captain America does stand back up. Him completely enraged and wild. He doesn't have anyone to take orders from. He doesn't have anyone controlling his mind. But his mind is still focused on serving the Queen, making her happy, making sure she gets what she wants. But with her dead, he is completely wild, feral, and he wants to attack, lash out, and use his anger, aggression, because he is mourning the loss of his creator. And that is quite a lot. And Deku's just stand there, him facing off against Captain America, as Ben Grimm is going to walk up from behind him. Him actually going to smash Captain America in the back, talking about how it's clobbering time, and about how the giant bug is going to be squashed. And right now Deku does throw out his hands. Him rushing forwards and bringing his hand up. Him going to smack Captain America back towards Ben. And Ben is going to bring out his hands. Right now, Captain America going to spin. Him throwing out his leg and actually going to block Ben Grimm's hand. Him bringing up his hand and smashing it directly across his face. As Deku is going to rush forwards. As the massive arachnid arms do try to attack Ben Grimm, Deku is going to shoot out his webs. Him holding onto them and pulling them back. As right now Ben, he actually has to turn back, clocking Captain America across the face. And the man, he's going to scream out with the arachnid scream. And Deku, he's going to hear that. Him right now going to pull Captain America back, as right now Ben is trying to force him to the ground and pin the massive spider. The smoke should come through here soon. Cure those who haven't already been cured. All they have to do is wait. And Deku, he actually just continued to pull. As there is where Captain America, he does try to rush forwards, trying to bite into Ben Grimm's face. And over Deku is going to see that, Deku is going to pull as much as he can. Right now, ripping the arachnid arms off of Captain America. And he does just scream out in pain. As he has to throw his hands out towards Ben, smashing him as hard as he can with every ounce of force. Him going to send Ben Grimm flying down the street. Before Captain America is going to turn, him rushing on all fours close to the ground towards Spiderman. And Deku does going to get his hands ready. As Cindy Moon does come smashing down into Captain America. And Deku, the one he is going to see here, he has a somewhat smile under his mask. Him rushing forwards as right now Deku and Cindy, they try and web Captain America to the ground. And Deku, he is getting a bit of a status report on the situation. Comms are back online, and the interference from the bomb, it may be gone. However, you might still be able to find it at the epicenter. So, here's what they know so far. They know that Julia, she enacted a plan, one the Avengers didn't know about. And people are a bit more shocked. Julia killed the Spider Queen, but she even talks about how she didn't do it alone. And Iron Man, he's both impressed and a bit more pissed off. One of his suits were used as a bomb, and that is a lot of money literally down the drain or down the throat of a giant monster. So there's that. But Julia does try to talk about it. Many of the alternative futures she saw, many of the things that she witnessed, many of the things that would happen. She was going to go for it herself. And she is not ashamed of what she did. She was willing to sacrifice herself. But Ben wanted to make amends. Ben was the one who wanted to be the pilot. And that That she does feel bad for. The plan, she doesn't. She was willing to sacrifice her own life for this city and for the heroes. But Ben stepped up, and she wants to know if he's at least alive. Because everything she's seen of the chances may not be good. And Deku, he does try to head directly for the epicenter. Find out what's going on. And right now Deku's gonna land. Him looking around. The massive amount of blood. The guts. Everything sent flying in different directions. And Deku, he does try to look through everything. However, after the first hour of radio sounds from Spider-Man, and the city trying to get everything back under control, there is the fact that Deku, he found nothing. There's been practically no traces of Ben Riley. And that isn't good. Deku looks around, searches more and more and more. But the heroes are more concerned. The city is safe again. The threats passed. I mean, they got Captain America recovering right now and unconscious, but they're not too sure how this may have affected him. I mean, a lot of people, they were affected, but they're okay. And, well, there's Deku. Deku is found 3 hours later. Him right now going to actually bring his hands out and shoot a massive web. Him pulling a massive chunk of flesh out of the way. Him going to rush forwards. And right now, look in it. The nitty gritty. He is there. He's searched, he's pretty sure, a lot of what used to be the stomach cavity. A lot of what used to be the stomach, the esophagus, the intestines. The massive thing is just, he hasn't found anything. But then there's the head. Deku, he finds the head. He finds the pieces of it. And he found Ben. But Ben was alive? No. He was in rough shape. I mean, maybe he could recover, but that looked unlikely. His pulse was faint, and Deku, he came back to the Avengers Tower with him immediately. He came bursting in. And Ben was barely a man. I mean, less than half of a man. But they tried. They gave Ben medical attention. And Ben, he wasn't responsive for a lot of it. He was just laying there, trying to recover and heal, but his body was taxed. And Ben Riley, he would pass. His body tried to hold out on him, tried to do what a Spider-Man does, not give up. But that's what the brain says. The body is the thing that has the limit. The mind is the thing that doesn't think it does. And that's the problem. Ben pushed and pushed and pushed. And that was where he made a mistake. If he was just a second sooner, if Deku understood what was happening, he could have helped. And Deku, he has a lash against Julia. Whenever she tried to come to see Ben, she was disgusted by it. She hated herself. And Deku, he flat out screamed in her face about what she did. They just got him back and he died. And it's all her fault. And Deku, he made things quite apparent. But Julia, she tried to explain everything. But Deku didn't want to hear it. He just walked away from her. And the Avengers do still understand. Iron Man was annoyed at Julia. And Julia, she knows that she's lost many of the heroes' trust. But she does know what she did. She used a plan to save the city. And she is not the villain. She was just trying to help. Just trying to do something. They were all going to die. And what she did, it saved New York. But it might have cost her everything. No one trusts her, and now Izuku hates her. And that's right now on her mind. As Deku, he went to his family home. He packed up everything. He took his wife and daughter and left. And right now, Deku, he does sit there at the table. It's felt like years since he sat at this table. And Deku, right now, he is messing around with a few things at the table. As Cindy is trying to talk about it. Okay, so far she's gotten their daughter put down to bed, but they've got to talk about a few things. I know. Ben is still hurt. It's not that. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Help New York and figure a few things out. Not about that. About us. What? Izuku, we need to figure a few things out. What's the problem? No, I get that a lot of bad things happen with the Spider Queen. I get that, but we can work this out and not that. What? No, Izuku, I know. God damn it. I don't blame you for that. Calm down. No, it's not that. I'm stressing out about everything. I'm worried about our daughter. I'm worried about her powers. I'm worried about Julia. I'm worried about Ben. I'm worried about you. We need something simple. We need a plan. I know. Listen, I'll finish up this power dampener and then we'll figure that out with Inko. Okay? Then I need to. My company. Oh, um, yeah, about that. What happened to it? It turned a profit, but you haven't been there and you don't really have shareholders who run it, so they've been trying to buy it out. They have. Yes, but I mean, technically, I don't. I think May knows more about all that. She does. I think so. You'll have to ask her, but maybe you could ask Mr. Stark. Maybe something's been going on with that. Right. Okay. And hang on. There we go. Right. They're going to stand up, holding it in his hand. Him turning to Julia, or not Julia, turning to Cindy, expressing how this would be a power dampener, putting it directly onto his own wrist and going to activate it. As Deku, here's a turn to Julia. I did it again. He turns to Cindy, talking about it. Okay, try and punch him in the face. Again. I just need to make sure it works. Her gonna swing, and Deku is gonna dodge. As here's I tell her, yep, it works, pulling it away from his arm. As he's turn and walk into the next room. Him going to put it on his daughter's wrist, as she actually is still gonna lay there. Her attempting to try and mess with it, but Deku, he does at least make sure she can't. And right now, Deku, he does gonna walk back into the next room. Him going to sit down and try to gather his thoughts. The city is safe. The queen's dead. But he didn't get to kill her. Damn it. Okay. Lick the wounds and try to figure things out. Just try to stay calm, collected. And things will be okay. They're going to turn. As the doorbell, it rang. And right now, Deku is going to walk over and open it. I'm going to look down and see... Huh. A basket. I'm going to bend down and grab it. Him going to turn back and walk inside. As there is with Deku, he's going to sit on the table and open it up. There's a card in the corner. And then there's a few other things. Hmm? Deku going to pull out something. Him pulling out what looks to be a bottle of. Ooh, is that good? I don't know. But from what it says, this can bypass healing factors. Isn't that type of stuff expensive? It is, but I'm pretty sure this is stolen. They're gonna set it down on the table. Hey, I'm gonna pull out the card. As he's gonna open it up and oh, I'm actually gonna take the photo and turn it over. As he's gonna read what it say. And Deku, he's gonna read on and look down at the signature. Black Cat, XOXO. And Deku, he's gonna close it. Him going to put that down on the table and tell Cindy. Okay, there's a few other things they sort of need to talk about. Like what? Well, Black Cat is a problem. She's mourning. I know, but pick up the card. What do you mean? What could possibly be so bad? Her picking it up. We're gonna open it up, talking about it. What can possibly be so bad that he would want to? Oh, oh, oh. These are. Yeah, I saw the first one. There are a lot of photos here. I'm gonna read the back of one. And Deku starts to talk. Felicia kissed him back at the tower. She came to him and, well, she wanted to clear a few things up. Uh, when were you gonna tell me about this? Whenever I could, but then giant spiders started to attack the city. Like, not even 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour later, I was gonna try and talk to you in person. Because a comms chat was probably not the best idea. Uh huh. Well then, her gonna walk over. Her gonna actually stand at the stove. Going to light the card on fire. I'm gonna turn and set it down to a pot. Her going to put a lid on it and gonna turn back. Her with an expression on her face, telling Izuku, well, they'll deal with that in a minute. Right now, though, she's tired, she wants to sleep, and she wants to actually relax. But she's happy to have him home. Right. Listen, I can take care of the baby, but you're wounded. I'll be fine. Besides, I want to spend time with her. Okay. I'll, uh, I'll go take a shower. And you can just sit down for a minute. Or you could join me. They're going to look up. Cindy walking over and bring her hand onto his shoulder. Her talking about it. They do both need a shower. I mean, walking around in spider guts for an hour, that probably wasn't a good idea, but they still kind of reek a bit even after the spray down and hose down at the tower. We don't really smell that bad, do we? Oh boy. Oh yeah, no, you're right about that. They're gonna stand, bring his hands out and grabbing onto Cindy. The two gonna pull each other in for a second, as the two of them, they don't kiss. They somewhat are distracted by the odor, now that they're focused on it. And they do need to clean themselves up. However, right now, while that's currently going on, we do get to someone outside. Someone who they are a bit more concerned. They wanted to knock on that door. They wanted to try to talk to Izuku. Get him to understand them. Make sure he knows why they did what they did. Why things are awkward between them. why things are a mess. I mean, they finally have time to talk, but maybe it's a bad idea. Then I'm going to turn and walk away. And with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.